Hello, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Back from my golfing holiday, and as you can see here, the front pond is empty. The reason for that is I've put them in a bowl. And the reason I put them in, I wanted to see how much they'd actually grown. When they came a few weeks ago, there was most of them, 5 little ones, were 6 centimetres. I've just measured them. I don't even know what sort of fish they are. I'm guessing the yellow one's a Yamabuki, the white one is a pure China or Piracini, whatever you like to call. I'm hoping the bigger one is a Kajaku. The white one with the orange side, I think could be a Sankey. The one that looks like the old fish I had, anybody who's followed my channel, granddaughter called him Tin Man, and I actually killed them when I overdosed the pond by accident. But they are doing really well. The smallest are the two are the white one, well, they're together now in that corner, the white one and what I think could be a Sankey. You can enlighten me and put in a comment, tell me exactly what they are. They're at 10 cm. Tin Man's, that one, the silver one there, is at 11. The Yamabuki is at 15. That's if it is a Yamabuki. And the, what will that one be? That will be a Kiyetsuri. I think he's about 15 as well. But the what I think is the Kajaku's up to 20, but when we got him, he'd probably be 12 cm, because he's actually the only survivor from the dealership where I thought, well, I insisted they'd sold me fish with sleeping sickness. But just looking at them, they're looking really well. When I got them out, I struggled to catch them, to be honest, but they were flying around pond like good uns. But they were very calm when I got them in my hand. I'm a bit surprised they didn't thrash about a deal or anything like that. So really I'm chuffed with them, because they've come on a lot, because I think I bought them in my videos. It must have been the big one. I think I bought on the 9th of July, and the others I bought on the 23rd of July. Well, to say that the pond's only about 20 inches deep and about 3.5 to 4 foot long, I think they've done really well. They are eating well, and I have been putting in a bit of what I bought from Newark when Cashew was on about the guy selling the colour food, the new colour food and the growth, which he said were quite good. I decided to buy a bag of that, and I've been mixing that in with the small fry pellets what I've got, and they seem to be all right on it. I did actually enjoy Newark's show. I ended up going on my own, because I'd got to go and pick my granddaughter up afterwards and take her back to the caravan for a week's holiday with us. So I've not been here more than about 3 days in the last 20. We're absolutely rubbish at golf week, didn't win a thing. 6 rounds of golf, didn't get anything. But at Newark's show, I took some mugs down, met some really nice people. Some weren't all YouTubers, there were other people who I spoke to, and the first couple I actually stood and had a chat to outside of a vat. I believe his name was Scott. He was there with his wife, and we were chatting away, And I thought, well, to say the 8 first people I've met, I think if they want one, I'll give them a mug. So I gave them a mug, and yeah, it were nice. It were nice to chat to somebody I'd never heard of anything like that before, and they didn't know I was a YouTuber till I actually told them, and I gave them a mug. I'd like to give a shout out to Daz, who did me a right favour, because I had about half an hour with him and I knew he was going down to New Forest the weekend just gone, and I asked him if he'd take Vince and Rocket Boy a mug down. I know Daz don't collect them, so it were a bit of a cheek, but as they say, we all a community, we all in this hobby to keep nice fish, make friends and see how we go. I also had about 20 minutes with Vicky and her daughter from Bubble and Fins, and I actually gave her daughter a mug because Vicky don't collect them neither, as far as I know. And the daughter came up to me later on, and I was down at Crafty's ponds, and I went down to talk to Gasbury, who were busy trying to catch fish and sell them to people. So I didn't get to speak to him, but as I was stood there, it was late in the day, and Vicky's little daughter came up to me and gave me a tug on my t-shirt and says, "I really like your mug." So I holding back the tears and went off. Now, it was really nice that she did appreciate the mug. But I also saw Sharpie, Hey Up Me Duck, and I gave his daughter a mug, but I seen Sharpie on his video a few days later showing it off, so I think she's donated it to his collection. The nice couple, I do like them. I spoke to them at the Nationals, spoke to them at Newark, so and he seems to be getting back into it. He went a bit off it a bit, but that's one of them things what happens when things keep going against you. I had a word with Crafty and asked him about this food. Obviously, nice chat with him. I also saw Andy from Derby Coy and Graham and Bisley, but and also met up with Tony from Farmore Coy and Dave from the Black Country lads. Well, I met all them, all 3 of them who were there. Copey wasn't there, but yeah, so they all got a mug as well. So yeah, really had an enjoyable day. I hope people who saw my last video, I was well disappointed that when I looked at it, it weren't in panoramic, even though when you see the video you can see how I'm holding the camera in panoramic, and I got really upset about it because I didn't know how to change it back, but I couldn't get all them fish out again and measure them and do all that. It was going to be impossible. It'd stress them out. So anybody who's watching this and hasn't watched that, if you get it on your phone and auto rotate, you can watch it, and it's interesting because to say we've got a code pond, really, unheated pond, not very deep, not very big, overstocked, I think the fish are doing really well. I don't expect them to put 10 and 20 centimetres on, but I do expect them to grow, and it just shows you can do it. But unfortunately, I don't know why it made a mess of the video, but it was one of them things. But if anybody knows each one of these fish, what variety they are, as I say, I've done my best to try and identify them, but when they're this small, you know, it's very hard to tell what they are. Everybody who won a bit of something down at Newark, congratulations, because there were some cracking fish there. A lot of the stalls, I'd love to have bought some fish, but I just can't, not yet. I've just not got the room. I met Tony actually in the blooming car park, and I miss Phil altogether, but I'm just going to nip right back now and show you what leaving your pond for about 14 days means regards cleaning. So I'll just pause you there. So here we are. Not a great lot to see because it's absolutely filthy. I have actually pumped the pressure filter out yesterday when I got home, but didn't have a lot of time to do anything else. Sat up till 1 o'clock watching blooming YouTube videos trying to catch up. I'm obviously not going to catch them all. Did see Vince and everybody down at New Forest Koi enjoying themselves, and by God there were some nice fish there, and they were cheap. They were well cheap, but the reason I took the fish out on the front is because of this. You can't see my fish, and obviously there's no content if you can't see the fish very well. You've probably seen it better than I am, because I know when I videoed it before it was cloudy, but I'm just going to take you down and show you what I've got down here. It's something I would have given away if they'd have been there, but I've got them mugs, and they're the last 4 I've got. As you can see, there's some names on them, and when I do get to see them, they'll be getting a mug. And if we have a look on the back where my golfing trophies are and that, you can see the mugs on there, and I think her name was Rebecca. I bought one of them coasters, so far more koi. I'll tell you something, how many fish Tony buys, he's going to have far more than anybody. No wonder he's named his son that. And there's Davies. I know he's just had a problem with a fish in PP. It does terrify me, that stuff, when I hear people talking about it, but as I say in here, this is my trophy cabinet for my golf, and I've got one in the house as well. Sounds like I'm showing off, but the pathetic little trophies really. That was best putter in Spain one year, that one, or 2004. Same shape as me is. Right, so these are the mugs and the people who I'm going to be looking for. I'm hopefully going to get down to Junior Koi show. I'm going to go on to the gardening section now and show you what happens when you don't look after your garden for a fortnight. First of all, I'll show you what I harvested yesterday and today. These are the beetroot, and these are the last of the onions that was in the shed. They dried out now, ready to go in the garage. We've got the turnips, the potatoes, the peppers, courgettes, cucumbers, tray of tomatoes, a few spring onions, and all these carrots are the same variety of carrot in the same bed and just come out all over the place. You never know what you're going to get when you pull carrots. And the peppers, they were peppers what I took out of the seeds out of some peppers I got in the we bought from the supermarket, and I just took the seeds out and when we were eating them and dried them off a bit and then planted them, but looking good really. And there's a few sweet chilies. The garden itself don't look a lot different, but it seems like autumn. While I was away, autumn arrived here, because the tree is nearly empty of leaves. They're all over there, and the berries as well. If we sweep round, we have got some raspberries coming on. We've had a few off yesterday before they went mouldy, because the weather is exactly what you don't want for raspberries, the wet, the wind. But what it has done, it's devastated my greenhouse. I came back with the granddaughter so she could go footballing a week last Thursday, and I'd got a bit of time to spend with in the garden before I went back. The beans have about had it. The munch too, there is some flowers still coming on, so I might get some more of them out. But this time of year you expect to stock with just about everything. The carrots, some carrots there, and the lettuce, probably get one more pick off of that because they're getting to a stage where they're going to get a bit leathery. The mint, that one, absolutely beautiful. All four of them are together, and look at the difference. That one must have got waterlogged. Just here is where I got the carrots from. We're up there. This beetroot what I put in late on's coming really well, to be fair, compared to what the other was. Obviously the turnip I got out of here this morning, and these carrots are coming on really well. These were the last ones I put in. The purple sprouting broccoli got wind damaged, so I've had to prop it up, and I've not been that successful with this in the past. I've been alright with the green, but the purple never seemed to do very well. But the potatoes, I took a bag out this morning, which was obviously on the table when I've just shown you. That one's starting to go over, and it might have a bit of blight, I'm not sure. But I realised when I was moving them about this morning, this bag here has got nothing in it. Now 3 weeks ago it had. So it's either rotted back and then slugs have had it, because I have had some really big slugs. The courgettes are still producing. This beetroot is getting to the stage where now it's going to get a bit woody. It's going to go to seed and get a bit woody. There is actually one on the seat where the other beetroot is. I was going to show you that, but missed it because it had fell over. The spinach is still doing really well. I'll just pop round and I'll show you what's happened in the greenhouse. If you look here, these weren't outside before. Them tomatoes over there are on the wire trying to ripen, and it's because I got blight. The blight attacked the tomatoes, devastated them. So I've moved some outside, cut off what I could. I'll try and find you a bit of blight to show you what it looks like. There's some on that, and if I flick it, no, you can't see it. It gives off like a dust. That lands on other plants and causes blight on that plant. But I've tried to cut all on it away in here and try to keep these tomatoes on so they ripen. As you can see, they are trying to get there. But there's a little bit of blight coming on that one. But that's all there is on that. And that's still flowering. That was one of the last ones I put in. Well, the cucumbers, I'm hoping that where the small green leaves are, they might try again from there. But I've cut all the tops off to try and get all the strength into them, to try and get some more runners. Bit late in the year, but we'll see what happens. We've got some sweet chilies on. You can't see them very well, but they're all over there. But some of them are suffering with the rot. What I shown on the last video. And this cucumber is still trying to produce. It's putting some flowers out. I know I'm rushing it a bit, but there's not a lot to see because I've destroyed most of it. This is the blight. If I could get a good picture of that, you could see it if I flicked it. There it is. That's what you don't want. That spreads all over. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that one out. Can't leave that in. I think the vine which got the tomatoes on has split overnight, so there's nothing else on that, so that's going to be out as soon as I finish this video. But it came in about a week, 10 days, but we're still getting tomatoes. Obviously you've seen what we've got up there, and the peppers, there's 3 on there at different stages, another 2 on the same plant. And if we look here, you can see there's some more on here. The peppers have done really well. Very often you don't get many peppers. The slugs have had my basil. If you look at that one, it's been ripped to pieces. But this sort of things happen. I did tell a few people at the Newark show that I have got plans for building a small metre-long tub to measure my fish in, but I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a grow-on. It's going to be about 3 foot wide and about 8 foot long, and I'm going to put it there. And because I'm putting it there, I can get at it with water, I can get at it with electric, and I can get a drain. So it'll fit in there nice. But after I've done that, you'll see when I do actually do it, because I'm going to make a mould for it. After I've done that, then I'm going to take the mould apart. Then hopefully I'm going to build a 4 foot pond for the front, and then take that apart again, take the mould apart again, and use the materials again to make my measuring bowl. So the people who were I was saying earlier about the beetroot, that beetroot's gone to seed, and it's no good. It's at that size, it'd be like chewing celery. It'd be horrible. But I'm sure I've missed a lot of stuff. I'm sure I've had more to say, but I've been up to neck in it. I'm thinking I might empty that bag of potatoes and just see what's in it, because obviously I had no tops on. I got them out this morning out of a bag, composting that, and what I'll do, I'll pause you and I'm going to empty that bag out and see if I've got any taters in it at all, because it's been there for 4 months. Well, as I thought, not a thing. I think I've built myself a wormery with some decent size worms in, but nothing else at all. So I didn't spot this one that weren't growing, because the other leaves from the other bags were covering it, so not a thing. So sometimes we fail, but thank you for everybody who's mentioned me on their videos, and I did say on my last video that I'm going to try and do something for the Lifeboat Association at my golf club. And what I did, I'd got a load of balls that were in very good condition, and instead of targeting the societies who go there, I targeted the members. And I can let you know, after sitting for an hour one Friday night and an hour on Saturday, then doing the same the following week after we'd played, I managed to sell all the golf balls. I also sold some mugs, obviously because it's got a golf thing, got the flag on it, and managed to raise £320 for the Lifeboat Association. So thank you to all the members who contributed to that, and thank you to the non-members who did donations or they bought some balls as well. And I will say to anybody who's got a mug, they're going to be limited edition because I only had 21 done and I've only got one left. So Si, if you're watching this video, if I come down to the junior course show, because I know you're showing this time, I'll bring you a mug down, mate. So have a good week everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.